Welcome back to the Test Kitchen. This week, we are looking at the foods from Asia, Pacific Islands, and Australia. We thought a really great way to showcase the bright, fresh ingredients was to make a stir fry. So we're starting today with making a delicious stir fry with just whatever vegetables are available locally for us right now. So let's have a look at the ingredients. So here we have some carrots. They're very colorful ones I picked up at our local market, and I sliced them pretty thinly so that they're going to cook pretty rapidly in the wok. I also have, of course, minced garlic and minced fresh ginger, because you have to have these in a stir fry to add a lot of good flavor. I also have some broccolini, and this is a great one for a stir fry because it's in smaller pieces than regular broccoli, so you don't have to do as much chopping and prep. I also have some red and yellow bell pepper. You could also use green, or we also have orange these days too. They're all delicious and they add a lot of bright color to your meal. I'm going to use a little black bean sauce that comes from a local restaurant here in Seattle. That's going to add a lot of flavor. And finally, we have our quick cooking ingredients. So here we have Napa cabbage that I've just sort of sliced thinly. That's going to cook really fast. I've got a whole variety of little mushrooms. I've got some baby bok choy, and then some marinated tofu to add a little protein and a little more flavor. Okay, so let's get cooking. First thing you need is a really hot pan. I have a really well-seasoned wok here that I'm getting really hot. And unfortunately, I'm on an electric stove, so it's a little trickier, but it's getting nice and hot. And when I take this lid off, smoke's gonna come out, and then we know it's ready to go. So we're gonna take off the lid. Look at all that, let that go. Now, wok is nice and hot. We're gonna go ahead and add some sesame oil, and that's gonna provide a lot of flavor and the oil to get us going. We're gonna put that right in the bottom. A little more smoke there, okay. And we're gonna put in our garlic, and that's already browning like almost immediately. We're gonna put in a little ginger, kind of to taste. We're gonna stir that around. And that is already getting nice and browned. And we're gonna go ahead and throw in the carrots because those are the thickest and those take the longest to cook. We're gonna stir those for a few minutes. And they'll keep cooking, but we just wanna give them a head start. That's a little tricky. You wanna try not to burn the garlic, that makes it bitter. Now we're gonna add the broccolini. Get all that good stuff in there. There. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and add my red and yellow peppers. And then it's really up to you. If you like your vegetables crunchy, you don't have to cook it very long at all. If you like them a little softer, you might want to even actually cover the wok and let it just cook for a few minutes and keep in that steam for a few seconds. And that'll soften everything up a little faster. So my carrots are looking good, the broccoli's starting to wilt. So I've let that cook for a couple minutes, and now everything's getting nice and tender. And so I'm gonna go ahead and add in our more gentle, tender ingredients here, because these just really need to be heated through. So first I'm adding the marinated tofu. It's gonna give us our protein. And I'm just gonna go ahead and slide all this in. So this is the Napa cabbage, and a nice selection of little mushrooms. And then our baby bok choy that I've just kind of sliced up a little bit. And that's all gonna wilt up, and then we're gonna be done. Okay, so while you're cooking in the wok, you just have to pay attention to how things are moving and how the temperature is working. You wanna keep all the ingredients kind of moving around because you don't want any one thing to get too hot at any one point. If you have things that need a little more cooking and some other things are overcooking, you can actually pull the items that are cooked right up to the edges on the wok and then leave the things you want to spend more time down in the hot center of the wok. And that'll help them cook a little faster, and it'll protect the other ones but keep them warm at the same time. All right, I think we are good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and serve some of this up. Okay, we dished it up. It's ready to eat. It's on brown rice, and I'm just gonna sprinkle a couple sesame seeds on top. Add a little interest. And these could be toasted, and that's really tasty, or just plain. All right, so here's an Asian stir fry.